Good morning from Universal's Cabana Bay Hotel. I'm still recovering a little bit, a little tired from all the walking yesterday and the day before, but overall it was an amazing grand opening experience. The fact that I got to see pretty much everything. I'll count that I got to see at least some of the Untrainable Dragon show because I got to see the first half twice. So you put those together, right? It's a full show. So just kind of initial thoughts. I think that this went very smoothly. I think that overall, as far as theme park openings go, it couldn't go as smoothly as what they had. The only hiccup being, as we all know, the Harry Potter and the Ministry of Magic ride on the first day, and also having the stage show Untrainable Dragon having issues consistently throughout both days. But the fact that everything else pretty much worked very smoothly and they had very short wait times, there's really not too much to complain about, especially for opening day. I can go to any other theme park and it can have those exact same issues, even if the theme park opened 25, 30, 40 plus years ago. So I can give them grace, even though it is technically out of rehearsals. These same issues still happen at theme parks all around the world, if not more. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, look at the Yeti at Animal Kingdom on the Expedition Everest ride. Like, that still isn't fixed, and that has been broken for years, and that's like the key part of that attraction is that animatronic. So I was just going to do a quick ranking of my initial thoughts. This is of course going to evolve over time. This is going to change as I experience things again, and as they build more rides, and as rides change and they realize things that don't work and do work. They've already been changing the intensity of some of the attractions. There were some reports, and it's been confirmed, that Ministry of Magic actually changed on opening day to be less intense, so it didn't trigger the sensors as much. There is one particular part in the attraction, I won't give it away when, but there's supposed to be a drop similar to Rise of the Resistance that they took out in the full ride. The sensors were triggering and it would cause the ride to be delayed, and they wanted more people to get through consistently, right? So they took out that drop, and they apparently made the ride overall more intense, but took out the most intense part. People aren't happy, so we'll see if they do bring that back and try to make it a little bit more reliable. But like I said, things will change. This list will constantly be updated. But yeah, 11, coming in at number 11 is Yoshi's Egg Adventure. I really do like Yoshi's Egg Adventure. All of these rides are really fun. This one just happened to come at the bottom of my personal list because it's not one that I would want to consistently ride again and again. I rode it once and I thought it was fun, but it's not something that I would want to ride unless it's just the only low wait. Number 10 is Constellation Carousel. I kind of was saddened to put this so low, but all the other rides were just so good. Constellation Carousel is a lot of fun. Things go around and, dance with the music in a really fun way, and it makes it a very unique experience. It's not your typical carousel, so I think that they really knocked it out of the park. Number 9, I have Mario Kart, which it saddens me a little bit that it's this low down, but overall just the augmented reality didn't work for me. And again, if it works for the people, I'm so happy for them. This is my personal list and how I'm feeling right now. So I don't really believe that it just made me confused. The second run was better, but it's still, I was confused of what's going on and how to aim at things, because nothing everything just looked super blurry to the point where I just couldn't even discern where to shoot or what to look at. Number 8, Dragon Racers Rally. I was surprised by this one. I thought this was going to be at the bottom. I didn't even know if I was going to ride it, to be honest, but it was actually more intense than I anticipated, and you can actually go almost full barrel roll. If not, I don't know if you can go all the way around, but I almost did, so maybe that's a goal out there for somebody. Number 7, Minecart Madness. This is the Donkey Kong attraction. I really did like it. I don't quite understand the hype as much, but I do think it's a lot of fun, and the ride vehicles are unique. It is a super rickety ride, and it's intentionally that way, and they kind of jolt you around in certain parts. It's a lot of fun. The animatronics are fun. It's just very short, and it's not super thrilling, but it's fun. It's a really, really fun ride. I probably wouldn't wait any more than 35, 40 minutes for it, but it makes it on the middle list. Number 6, though, is a very shocking one for me because I thought this was going to be one that I didn't ride or a low one, but Fire Drill was so much fun. I just had to accept that I was going to get soaked, and then once you accept that part, it is a lot of fun trying to spray other boats and trying to hit the blue targets so the whole boat gets soaked. That is just a really fun experience that I didn't anticipate having. Number 5, Hiccup's Wing Gliders. This one was a lot of fun. Reminded me a lot of Slinky Dog Dash, if not better than Slinky Dog. It just felt like you were flying over the Isle of Burke and being able to see the scenery. It was a lot of fun. The person to the right of me didn't seem very excited about the ride, but the second we took off, started screaming and hooping and hollering. It was an unexpected, really fun ride. I really did enjoy it. Number 4, this is another surprise for me right now, is Curse of the Werewolf. The first time I rode it, I was like, oh, that was okay. I don't think I need to ride that again, but I was like, I'll try it again at nighttime. And oh boy, it felt more intense, and really the intensity of that ride changes based on who you have in the cart, right? So you can have it be where it doesn't spin a lot at all, and it's not very intense, or you could have it where it's spinning a lot. And so that last round I was spinning a lot, and it was awesome. I got a lot of like stomach drops, which is the way I gauge a good attraction, is if my stomach drops. And also riding it at night, you can see the werewolf a lot easier when you go back and forth. I'm not going to give too much else away though. Number 3, Battle at the Ministry. The top 3 I really do believe can be interchanged in so many different instances. I couldn't give number 1 to 3. I had to pick some sort of list. So Battle of the Ministry is probably the most technologically advanced ride ever created. It takes a lot from Rise of the Resistance. It takes a lot from Forbidden Journey. It takes a lot from Spider-Man. And it kind of brings all those elements together to have the most advanced animatronics and the most advanced kind of ride systems. Not super thrilling. Like I said, they took out the most thrilling part, which kind of dinged it a little bit for me. But overall, it's probably the most immersive ride ever created. And it's definitely a contender to be the top attraction of all time. The reason why it's not number 1 is, again, it's interchangeable with all my top 3, but the other 2 I just felt like I was more likely to come back to, even given the same wait times. The pre-show also wasn't as strong as what one of my other ones, as you could probably guess, in the top 3 is going to be. It's hard to say much without giving anything away, and I don't want to spoil because there are some really, really cool surprises and moments in it. But don't expect it to be as intense as Forbidden Journey, because it's not that. And don't expect it to be as intense as, maybe even Spider-Man. It's more so kind of a ride through of, you're a part of the story. As we all know how that goes, something goes wrong, but you're there. And it's just, the technology there is just the most impressive thing. That's number 3. I really do like Battle of the Ministry. But now on to number 2. This is also very hard. Number 2, I put Monsters Unchained. Monsters Unchained was an amazing experience. I got to ride so many times. The reason why it kind of beat Battle of Ministry is the thrill aspect was a little bit higher, and the animatronics were incredible. So the ride feels almost like a museum of monster animatronics, and that's a good thing. I think everyone's concern was every ride at Epic was just going to be all about screens. And yes, there are screens used in almost every single one of these attractions, but they're used in a practical sense where they put practicality first, and then they use screens as a backdrop, as kind of an addition. And that's one of the things that I liked about Battle at the Ministry, is that the animatronics were so good and the screens were so good that you couldn't discern what was real and what wasn't. So it all seemed real. And that's, not as much in the Monsters Unchained. It's not as much of like is that a screen or is that an animatronic? It's very clear, but the animatronics are insane looking. Like, it is truly like a masterpiece. I am worried that over time these animatronics are going to start breaking down, and they are going to have to ratchet back how much of the animatronics they're using in full force. But as of right now, all the animatronics are mostly working, and I enjoy my time. It's not scary. It's actually quite funny. They try to provide a lot of comic relief to kind of alleviate the heaviness of the monsters, and I would say even Forbidden Journey is scarier and has more jump scares than this ride, but it's just the vibes are amazing. I'm, huge Halloween Horror Nights person, so this really drew me in. And so now, on to number one, which I'm sure you could guess is Stardust Racers. This roller coaster, I went back and forth. There's no queue show, there's no pre-ride. They do have a storyline, but essentially comets were lassoed down and they were used by the travelers and explorers as transportation, and they found a way to wrangle them, and basically we're getting on comets and we're racing them. And there's more. I'm probably butchering that backstory. There's a ton more lore about it. Ask a team member that's at the ride and they'll be able to tell you, because they had to learn all of it before starting. But the reason why this roller coaster really hit hard for me is we used to have the Dueling Dragons way back when, which is amazing ride, but obviously they stopped them dueling because there was a lot of safety issues, and that was the best part of that ride. And so then it just felt like another roller coaster. And then they changed it to Dragon Challenge with Harry Potter, and then they tore it down for Hagrid's. So we have not had a dueling coaster at Universal for a while, and they were inspired by that. And this is really, the roller coaster feels like something else. It feels like, obviously just by itself, each track is an amazing coaster, but them dancing together felt like very methodical, and it took away the intensity. And especially with the lights of the other coaster, it's very hard to explain, and especially at night is, incredible. But you get so close to the other people, you could probably, if your arms were long enough, you could definitely high five or fist bump someone else. But you get so close to them, and it feels like such a cool experience to be, with so many other people, and you're racing, and so there's lots of track takeoffs, and it's every time it amazed me how much I loved that ride. And overall, Celestial Park is probably my favorite area, and the backstory and the care and detail and attention they put into everything is just out of this world, literally. And that would, culminate to my favorite land also having my favorite ride at the moment. And also I think it helped that I was able to ride it again and again and again with no line. Of course, these rankings will probably change as lines go up, and I start, kind of realizing, oh wow, well, I really don't want to wait an hour and a half, 2 hours for Stardust Racers when the queue is all outside. Like, there's no inside part of that queue. So that's probably going to make it take dings. And then also, Ministry of Magic, if the ride keeps going down, then maybe that'll take dings. Or maybe Monsters, same thing. And then maybe Mario Kart, they fix the VR or the AR, and that goes up for me. I don't know. But this is what it is right now. This is my list. Really, it was a really cool experience. But thank y'all so much for watching along the way and for watching this. If you didn't watch the previous day's videos, if you just watched my rankings, go back and watch me experience it from beginning to end. It's a lot of fun. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this. This is Matt Tucker, signing off.